Good morning, guys. It's Robert from Trade the Moment. It's Wednesday, December 30th. We are live right now waiting for the opening. We're going to try to capture a few trades this morning. Maybe we can get one or two within the first 20 minutes of trading. We have a few stocks that we're watching. We got BLNK, Moderna, Billy, BILI, CNFR, and NTS. We are watching these as gap ups. We'll switch over to a 1 minute chart. Try to get an entry. On top of that, we'll be scanning. As you see, we have a chart up, which is 1 minute. We'll switch it to 2 minutes after 15 minutes of trading. 9:45, we switch over to a 2 minute. We keep a 5 up. We also have a daily down here. It's nice to see the direction of the day. We'll do some scanning once the market opens. This is our watch list. Here we get to see the print of the tape. So the market's set to open. You know the Q's are opening higher. Q's got a big green bar on the open. SPY is up as well. But you can see the Q's much stronger. Watch the Russell, extremely weak the last 2 days. Small caps have been under pressure the last 2 days. They've opened up higher and sold off. Monday they sold off the whole day. Tuesday the same thing. They opened higher and sold off. So we're going to be looking for a quick scalp this morning, something that's breaking out or breaking down. The Dow's up 110, the Nasdaq is up 66, the S&P is up 15. So the markets are pretty healthy. We'll see how they digest the morning. Russell looks good, small caps look good. SPY looks good. Everything's moving higher right now, including the Qs. No surprises. Let's see. Moderna looks like it wants to break out and make new highs on the day. We'll be scanning some names. The stock looks extended right here. Volume pushing it higher. The 5 is a huge green bar. I'd be careful here. We'll look for this thing to reverse a little bit maybe and come in. This is getting pretty climactic. We're on a 1 now. Here she comes in now. This one didn't give us an opportunity to go short on it. Unfortunately, it was violent. Very, very volatile. It was a 70-80 cent bar. This was nice if it was just a little, give us a little more time. It didn't give us any time. Billy looks fantastic. We'll look for a buy set up on a couple more bars. If it could pull back. Same here. Let it pull back. We'll try to get a buy set up. In the meantime, that looks very well. Well, as I said, this was climactic. We just didn't get an entry. The first 1 minute red bar was just too big. This was an excellent short. If we would have got some kind of signal to get in, we didn't, so we'll pass on that. We don't have a choice. Chinese ETF. There's Billy again. Billy's a gap up. BILI is a gap up, trying to break the range. Top of the high of the day. The top of this bar right here, right about now, 89.13. It's got about a 20-cent spread, 25-cent spread, 15-cent spread. It's jumpy. If this looks good as a long, it just may be a little too much risk for me. 70 cents. There it goes. So we're gonna have to pass on that one right now. We're just scanning for ideas right now, trying to get an idea on something. Markets are printing a red bar. The SPY printed a red bar after making a high. The Qs did the same thing, made a high up here. 314.49 and then pulled in $1, which is still up on the day, still perfectly normal, looks bullish. This one we couldn't get an entry in, a little too quick for us. Billy the same thing. Well, Billy gave us an opportunity, it just didn't want the 20-cent spread. We'll continue on scanning. That's extremely weak. We'll keep an eye on them. Okay, Knights looks like it wants to break out. Let's take Knights above 95. Call it 95. Oh, there it goes. Wow, it's turning out to be just a step slow this morning. We like Knights here. I just wanted to come in, maybe give me a better entry. I don't like this entry right now. Knights is one thing we're going to be watching. There's the flip. Here's the red bar that we're looking for. Come down just a little more. Under 95 will be nice. If we can get it under 95 and then a break at 95, we'll go long. It's 95. Sprint at 95.10. 95.18. 5 by 18 on the bid. Let's see if we could get a little bit pulled back here and then we'll go long NETS. Here we go. Perfect. 95. Let's look for it one more. 95 by 95.07. I like it under 95. We like it under 95. I do want to go long. MTES. The diamonds, the Dow's back up over 100, 110 on the Dow. Not sure we're gonna have to. We may have to pay for this one. Well, Knights is a breakout. We're hoping it come in a little bit and give us an opportunity to get it at a better price. I don't think we're going to be able to. We may have to chase this one a little bit. Here we go. Come on. We'll stay on Knights right now while I continue to scan. Need to get below 95 and then come back up. Below this line here and this pivot, and then a reversal, the next green bar. If not, we're going to have to pay 95.25 or higher, and I don't want that entry. I would like it to come below 95 to its 9 SMA would be perfect, and then a break above 95, and that would be a great setup for a long. We could use a stop at 34.79, 94.79 or 94.66. So there's not much risk in a trade like this, but it has lots of upside. We could take on 30, 40, 50 cents in risk in a stock like this, and maybe get $1, $1.50. That's the 4 or 5 to 1 on your trade. So here we go, we're at 93.10 by 20. So I'm going to stay here. I'll use my other monitors to continue scanning. So let's try to be patient. Let me switch that back to my other monitors so we don't take nights off. We may have to buy this above 95.25. We may not get that pullback. Markets are holding. The Dow's up 112. The Nasdaq is up 44. The S&P is up 12 handle. We're not going to get the opportunity, it looks like. I may have to pay 95.25 for this. At 95.25, I'll go long and I'll put a stop at 95. I'll take the quarter risk. I think it's well worth the quarter. I think we can get a quick scalp out of this trade. It's a quarter in risk. Let's see if she can break 95.25. If not, a pullback and then a break of 95. So we're going to stay with this stock today. This morning anyway. I'm going to keep scanning, guys. Try to find something that's breaking out or breaking down. Dow's going high. The Dow's up 126 right now. There goes Knights. NTES. Printing at 17. 25, I'm going to chase this. I hate to do it, but I'm going to chase it at 25. 95.25. It's printing at 17. I really want to break below 95 and then to come back up. If they hit and it's 9, we'll see if that happens. Right in the middle of that tight channel trying to break. So be patient and let's get paid here. Printing at 18, 21, 20. We're going to be long. A break of 25. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. So now it broke down, hit its 9. Okay, we broke below that 25. See, entries and exits are important. They tried to go 4 times and it didn't. So it was good that it came back in. It was good that we had reference points of what we were looking for. It couldn't break, so now we wanted it to break here. Now we want this trade to go sideways or come back up and take 95 quickly and then blow right through this 95, decide whatever the high of the day is. 95.25. Obviously that was the top. So now we're looking at an entry here of 95 and a break of 95, and we're going to try to take out the top and make a new high and see what we can get out of this. I'm going to keep scanning. NTES NetEase is doing exactly what we want. Here she goes, 95, 94.84. So there's some stock for sale that's pushing it lower. The market's up to 130. The Dow, the Nasdaq is slightly lower than it was a few minutes ago. It's at 41, up 41. So we're going to keep this on the radar. NTES, I'm going to keep scanning. It's at 94.74, 66 by 80. There ain't a lot of volume. I'd like to see volume pick up, but if it picked up when we got to 95, that would be great.
Just a reminder, we're about a minute away from the release of the Chicago PMI report for the month of December. Expectations 56.3. We'll be back in a few seconds to forecast that number.
As a day trader, patience is very important. Entries and exits are very important. You have to be patient till you get the entry or the setup that you want. One of the setups was a break and keep going. That didn't happen. The next one was a pullback and a re-break of 95 to be actionable again. So we'll just stick this one out. I will post this trade in my room on Discord. This will be NTES.
And the Chicago PMI comes out with a reading of 59.5. Analysts expected a reading of 56.3. The next economic report is due out in 15 minutes with the pending home sales.
Long at $95.
Expectations are for them to be up 21%. And we'll be back at 10 a.m. to broadcast.
So Knights is posted in the room. You'll find that under the free channel stocks. Knights long. That's the greater than $95. Knights greater than $95. As a long, it must trigger. In the morning, you can find market preview, a quick look at what we'd see in the morning and some ideas. That service is free. You're free to go in, discuss stocks. Knights is pulling in, so right now we're going to keep Knights as an open play above 95. If it continues to go down, we will cancel it. Knights are still okay. There's nothing wrong with this, guys. If a stock gaps up and retraces some of the gap, it's fine. As long as it don't fill the gap 100%. So, I mean, Knights is still good. It's not broken. Like I said, a break above 95, we will take it. And then we'll probably have to have a stop down here about 94, 45, 43, 50. We'll see what happens if it breaks it. Here's another one we're going to put on the watch right now. This looks like it's getting a little extended. It doesn't give us a short opportunity, but volume is not there. So if this was to get any one of these bars, would they follow through with another extended bar, we would look to go short, but we're not getting it. Let's look at the list quickly. Nothing wrong with a stock that gaps up, that pulls in a little in bases. It's pretty healthy. We'll keep an eye on them. Moderna keeps making highs. We had a shot to get in here on the re-break. This is what we're looking for Knights to do. We're looking for Knights to pull in and then retake the top. And that's too late on Billy. Moderna pulling in. Blink, same thing, made a high, pulling in, pretty bullish. These are bullish patterns. When the stock gaps up, makes a high, makes several highs, and then pulls in, retraces only a little bit of the high, still higher than the open. It opened here. So if it opened here, and after pulling in, after making several new highs, still very healthy. I don't want to stay on a 1, on a stock like Billy. I want to go to a 2. On Blink, Billy, these stocks are pretty volatile. You don't want to stay, you need to stay on a 1, but you'll get stopped out. So go to a 2 and look for a better setup. This is still very good. You would want to hold at least the low. You don't really want to go through this low. If you go through this low, it's still going to be retracing. You're going to have to let it go a little bit. Dow's up 130, NASDAQ is now up 50. NASDAQ is off its high. If you look, you'll find the high this morning. QQQs is pulling in. Yesterday we had the NASDAQ red and the Qs green. Now you have the NASDAQ making highs and the Qs pulling in. That's due to the QQQs being so heavily weighted with companies like Amazon and Apple and whatnot that you're not getting a true reading no more. The NASDAQ is up, making highs, and the Qs pulling back in as a retracement. It's retracing, it's only up 50 cents. So be careful when you're playing these indexes. They're not telling the whole story no more. You're not getting that no more. It's money shifting around. Like small caps were so strong, and small caps got weak 2 days, and small caps are extremely strong today. So we'll keep small caps up, pushing, making higher highs above VWAP. So very, very strong after 2 days of underperforming the market. Still got our eyes on nights. We're gonna keep scanning. It is now 9:50, 20 minutes into the trading days, and we did not pull the trigger yet. Nights are still pulling in. NetEase still pulling in. Let's take a look at CGEN trying to break. We're going to take this one long. We don't have the volume, but it looks like it could really break out. The high of the day is 17. We'll take a break of 17 as the high of the day, and we can use that as a long. I'm going to keep scanning. Very important that you use patience in the morning and you let stocks go. And then you see how they perform. Moderna is pulling in now. It's been extremely weak. If you look at the daily down here, it's been weak every day. It made a high, pulled in, tried to rally back, never took out the prior high, which was 178 or something. 177, 178.50 was the high. So it pulled back, and this was a signal here that this thing was just not going to take the top out. And every day it's been weak. Something like this that's constantly showing you how weak it is on a daily, you don't want to chase it. If you can get an entry, fine, but you don't want to chase it, and you don't want to hold this overnight. It's just under pressure every day, making lower lows. Why would you want to take this home with you? This you do not want to take home. If it gives you an opportunity during the day to scalp it long, fine. I mean, if it's under this kind of pressure, you should only trade it short, but it is a gap up, so I understand if you want to trade it long, but you have to make sure you get a good signal on them. NTES, much different, you see? Much different on a daily down here. See, you gap up, it held. See, it made a new high, then it channeled, build a base. Very bullish on the daily. Above 95.50, this stock is a swing trade long if you would like. I'm looking for an intraday play. I'm looking for a pullback like we had, and then a break of 95. So now that it pulled in, we may use 94.80 as a break. That would be above the 9 SMA. So we may use somewhere here as a long now. So as you see, it was originally 95 we were looking for as a break, but we wanted it to pull in. Now it pulled in. Now it's consolidating. It's still holding the gap. Very important that you hold the gap. You could retrace more. I don't want to retrace much more. I want this to become actionable now and start to reverse. So at 94.77 is where I would want this. So I'm going to repost Knights in the room now. Above 94.77 long. So Knights is now posted in the room above 94.77 as a long. We're not chasing it, we're watching it. Knights is putting the green bar in. I just don't know if it's going to hold. CGEN, we're looking for a break of the high. Going to also post that. CGEN long above 13.17. So you have two plays that we're watching. They've both been posted. We are trading live, and unfortunately we haven't made any trades yet. Another stock we're watching long is going to be CNFR. Gaps up under pressure, unfortunately. Got a little bit of a base here, so we'll see if this thing can regain its composure to go higher. If it can, I would like to go along this one. It's a little spready. 23, 25, no, not bad at all. We're going to call this one right about, I would say 42. 45. We're going to post this one as a long too. So we have 3 of them we're watching. We have 3 on the watch list now, so it's growing. So 425, and we'll use 390 as a stop. I'm going to post this one in the room. This is CNFR long 445. Stop 390. There you go. You have three setups that we're watching. CNFR, Knights, and I'll put CGen in here. This may be our setup. Knights is starting to become actionable. So we're now going to switch. We're going to add some charts. So we got Knights here. We're going to switch Knights to a 2-minute. Let's open this up. So Knights is actionable. CGen above 17. There goes Knights. Let's just see. Knights now triggered at 80, 84. So you're in Knights. Knights is now an actionable trade. Let's put a stop on Knights at 94.35. Let's use it. 94.35 is now a stop on Knights. NetEase, which is called Knights as the day trade, NTES. So NTES, use stop 94.35. It's now an actionable trade. Waiting on CGEN. CNFR is not working yet. But Knights is working. NTES, NetEase, Knights. Working out very nicely. About to break the 95. I would add to this trade at 95.17. At 95.17, you can add to this rather than take profit. And then we'll start trimming somewhere at about 95.50. This is a very actionable trade, a very live trade. Pull back to the entry, which is perfectly normal. And now you needed to break. Here comes CGEN. CGEN is working. NTES is working. So we have two of the three trades working. CNFR is also
we have pending home sales for the month of November.
alive.
Just released, up 16% in the month of November. Analysts expected it to be up 21%.
Home sales slightly lower than expected.
30 minutes. That's the weekly.
Still a good number, 16%.
Numbers. We'll be back at 10:30.
Still a very good number for a winter number. Home sales have been enormously good. Still waiting on CGen. NTS is now in play. Gonna open this up a little bit here. Looking for a breakout here above 95 and get through the top, and then we have a nice trade here. Let's see how it goes. Don't forget, guys, put a stop in place at 94. Somewhere down here you can use 35 as I posted, and I believe in the room I think I posted 94.35 as a stop. Yes, 94.35. So don't forget to put a stop in. You don't want to lose track of it. I got CNFR on another screen and CGen. You can see it right here. CGen, we're waiting for a break. We'd love to see volume pick up. It's just very hard to get something to pop without the volume. This gets volume like this, it can really push higher. So we need to see volume come in. If not, I don't know if this is going to go or not, but we have an entry. It's a live trade. The Dow's up 160 now. We are now 33 minutes into the day, and it's been quite quiet. It's been very quiet. But we have a shot to make some money here on NTES. And here we go. We're about to confirm right here on CGen. We got a bid of 16, 13 by 16, 17 is the number here. 17 is the number here. Knight's about to take 95. If you look at the tape, we want to break above 95 to get paid. CGen is now trading at 15 by 17. 15 by 16. There's no volume on the stock. These are the only negative that I could find. There's no volume, so you're kind of hoping for a volume push. There's only 170,000 shares here traded this morning, so this is very, very dead. 17, 18, okay, long. Now, QGEN, we are now going long at 17. Long at 17. See what we can get. CGEN is now actionable at 3:17. Knights needs to break that 95.20. 25 will be a new high. 23 actually. 25, yes, 25 right here. So this has a shot. We like to see volume. It's not bad. The volume's getting a little better. We like to see this thing push forward now. And we like to see this thing push. So we have two trades that were in. We're still waiting on CNFR. It is getting better. We're going to need a break of 45. So this thing's got some work to do, but be careful. This is, this can pop quickly. Let's get back to the two trades that are in play. I'm going to keep scanning.
Shares of Oregon Agritech, SEED, trading up $1.12. That's a 9% move on the day. The company was mentioned in an article, a Chinese article, where Chairman Xi said he's looking to accelerate the advancement of key agricultural technology.
Be careful with SEEC. They just made news. They're getting a little extended. They're getting, if you look at it too, you got a big volume bar. You got a break, and be careful here. This thing needs to do a lot more. It may just pull in sharply on that news. This bar became pretty extended. I'd be careful on them. Do not jump in on that. Knights is working. That eases 95.02. Very, very healthy. If we could just get one big bar, we could maybe even take some profits here. CGen is not ready. I am long CGen and NTES for the record. Both are posted in the room on Discord. You can find it at Trade the Moment. There's a tab you can launch for Discord. There's a free channel for the public. These trades were posted in the free channel. 95.08, we're starting to work a little bit. We'd like to break through this high and see where we go. No volume yet. Seeds making new highs on that news. We'll see if this thing can get extended, and then maybe we'll find a signal to enter short. The stock is up 8.7%. It's got two big bars, and it's working on its third. Volume increased. I don't like this stock long. Too much too soon. This stock, if it was to go anywhere, it'd probably be a short trade. I would wait to see if it consolidates a little, pulls back, and then we'll see if it can take the top as a long. Right now, I will not go chasing that. And ETS is pulling in. Market's up 155, the Dow. NASDAQ is up 55. The Q's pulling in again. Q's is totally underperforming, the Q's. I would watch 313.05. There it goes. I would watch this as a line in the sand. You shouldn't just keep making new lows. Made a new low, recovered, made a new low, failed to make a higher high. Now it's making lows. Not a bad short. Not a bad short at all for a quick trade. And ETS is pulling in. We need this to make a new high today. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for new highs of 95.25. It's been a quiet morning so far. There's nothing you can do. We have two trades that are live, and we're watching a third possible one. Here comes CNFR. It's becoming actionable at 4:45. This thing is recovered nicely. Let's see where it goes. This will be our third trade. Just keep an eye on this. It's posted in the room. Right there, 445, 390 is a stop. I don't like a 55-cent stop on a $4 stock, but That's what it is right now. If I can move it up, if I get something that tells me a different number than the low of the day, maybe here, 390. It's very hard because it broke through and made a new low. So this is not going to be an easy stock to manage. We're going to try to make some money off of it and let it go. But this thing is really getting strong now, pulled back. I think maybe it found bottom. If it was to break this number down here, this trade will be voided out for the day. That would be too many tests on making new lows. So let's hope this would have to be a line in the sand on the day. CGEN is basing, very healthy, looking for the breakout. And NTES is not breaking out. It's failed again. It failed up here, and it's failing here. So if we can get above 10, we may have to let this go. CGen is in play. Here's seed that we didn't like. We said be careful with it. This is what happens when they put in these huge bars on news. They usually pull in. We didn't have a good entry to short. That would have been the trade for me. This didn't have a setup. It was extended, but I had no signal. Here is the signal, but it's just not worth it. But this is why I told you do not go long this stock. Be careful. You don't want to chase stocks. And this is what happens. You come under pressure. You could have bought this thing somewhere else upwards of 1335, and within 4 minutes, you're at 1255 on the low, 1290. Stocks like this put you in trouble if you don't get the right entry. CNFR pullback, perfect. It cannot take out this line in the sand. If it does, you will not see it on this chart no more. Nate's still trying NetEase, and CGEN is working slowly, but nonetheless, it is working. Billy, B-I-L-I, we missed them earlier. They're working very nicely. That's what we wanted NetEase to do, pull back and make highs. But we didn't get that from NetEase, but NetEase ain't done yet. This thing, if it breaks down here, you want to remove it from the watch list. We keep our eyes on this because we're committed to this. We're in this stock. We watched it all morning. It's done pretty much what we wanted. It made a high, pulled in, consolidated, and it's tried here and failed. So it's doing what we want except breaking out. That's the last leg of it. And then we'll need it to do it with volume. If we get a breakout and if we get the volume, we can hold this. And this can make us a hell of a day's pay. Just this one trade. There are days I get many more than one trade. Sometimes I'll get 4 by 10 o'clock. Today I have 2 trades that are live and 1 watch. If you look at the Russell, the small caps, basing now. Pretty bullish. But don't forget, this thing has had 2 bad days. 2 days totally underperformed the market. So we'll keep an eye on small caps, which is the Russell IWM. And let's see if it can hold that. I won't be surprised if it comes in and tests it, and then you'll see how it handles that throughout the day. So we'll get back to that later. Here comes NTES again. Hopefully patience pays off here. CGen popped, made a new high at 24, and then pulled in. That I did not like. Let's see what it looks like on the 5. Let's get rid of VWAP. We're nowhere above VWAP. Let's keep it on the 5 for now. Still pretty good. Still healthy. Had sellers here. Buyers, buyers, buyers. Sellers here. And we're going to try to do what we've been doing. Keep making new highs. The new high now of this stock is 24. So let's give it a little time. NetEase is back to that 95. That, a lot of noise here. If it can break 95, we good. Don't want to really get below 65. Now you want to start building another channel that goes higher. This stock has been very, very time consuming. The Dow, you can see it. It's had a pretty good run this morning. Pulled in. Now it's testing the lows in the last 20 minutes. Not far off its highs, only about 60 points off its highs, so it's still pretty healthy. Let's stay on NetEase. We just broke 95. Here we go. Let's see if we can run now, take this top out, maybe 95.28, maybe 95.50. We can start taking some profits. That would be nice, considering that we've done absolutely nothing this morning. $95.17, here we go. We're looking for $95.50 to take some profit. So let's see if it can go. CGEN is doing nothing wrong. 318, need to take out the high, I think of 324 right there. Now it's pulling in. It's done nothing wrong yet, except lack volume, but we knew that when we got involved with it. It's got 200,000 shares for the day. So I'm not surprised at all that this thing is being a little stubborn. CNFR doing nothing wrong, waiting for it to take out 445, which is posted in the room. You got some time for basis and starts the base to the higher end of the bar of the channel and then break. That'd be perfect. And TES is starting to work now, 95.25. We're going to post it in the room. We're going to post it in the room. NTES, take half at 95.50, move stop to 95. That's what we're going to do with that. That's the plan with that. Let's see if we could take some profit. Here we go, 40, 41. If we could take some profit and move the stop up, protect our trade, protect our money, that is not the worst thing. $32 by 39. We need 50 to take some profit and then move our stop to 95. Protecting our profits and our account. We're at 32 by 39. CGen pulled in, which was not good. Kind of wanted it to take out the top. The Russell still looks good on the day. Boy, that NetEase is spotty, just comes right back in. Well, 95.50 is doable. Well, we took the high out, so let's just see if we can make a new high above 95.50. Here we go. 95.37, 36.37 printing, 31 by 38. You just need to catch a bar. One bar will be above 50. I'm taking half at 58. I have it in as a mechanic trade already. It's mechanical. It's set at 58 to take half. Let's keep an eye on CNFR. Let's not forget this stock. This could be a good winner today. This could take out the top here and keep going. It's basing. Let's build the channel. Want the channel to become a little tighter right here would be really nice. That's where our stop will be moved up. NetEase is pulling back again. Printing another bar. Let's see if we can get a green bar now with some volume. Desperately need volume here. Desperately need some volume. Look how nice Billy's working. It's grinding it out, but it's working. It's riding its 9 up, making higher highs. We'll stay with NTES. And we'll stay with CGEN. These are two stocks that we're committed to. They really done nothing wrong. We're just trying to get paid. Halliburton and Schlumberger look higher. Looking at some other names. Halliburton looking real good. And Schlumberger. Schlumberger is making a new high. It's a breakout right here of 85. But we're committed to NTES right now, and that looks pretty good. It's getting ready to take out the high of the day, and that would be 45. We're not far away. If we can get 45, I have an order in to sell half at 58. 95.58. I'll move the stop on the other half to 95. Again, tight base on a 2. CGen is starting to get too weak. These are 5-minute bars. Put a high in and you have 3 red bars. Not good. Diamond is still good today. That was still good. It's just basing sideways now. The Q's broke that line. Let's see where it goes. A rebreak of this line again on 313.03. A rebreak of this number, I'll go short. This thing's been under a little bit of pressure since yesterday and today. Just like the Russell was. Then the Russell reversed. Today it's much stronger, the Russell. Looking to make higher highs, setting a higher high right now. NTES is trying to break. Just pulls right in. CGEN. It's a little spready, this stock. There's like 20-cent spreads in this thing. So if this thing makes a new high, we'll get out of this stock because the volume is not picking up. Not picking up on NetEase neither. But we are profitable a little bit. If we can catch one green bar, we can have a decent trade. We'll just need a nice bar. Could print it in any second. 24 by 33 as usual. 25, 37. So this thing could gap up quickly. Let's just get some volume in here, and this could be what we need. Here we go. 32. Need net ease. We're now almost 1 hour into the day, 55 minutes. And we have two stocks. CGen, that ain't going anywhere, basing, not bad, nothing wrong with it, except for the lack of volume, and that is a little spready. And NetEase, NTES, that's making highs. It's taking forever to get there, but maybe now we got it going. 33, 43 on the X, printing at 33, 37, 34, 34. One bar right now to take us to 58, above 50 at least, so we can trim and move our stop. Once that happens, we will have profits, and we will protect the remaining half. 32 by 37. Keep an eye on it. I would like CGen to go. I'm a little underwater.
And just a reminder, we're about 5 minutes away from the release of the weekly Department of Energy inventory numbers. This is for the week of December 25th, and I was expecting a buildup of crude oil of 2.4 million barrels, a buildup of gasoline of 212,000 barrels, and a drawdown of distillates of 400,000 barrels.
Going into those numbers.
10:30, we'll be back at that time to broadcast those numbers.
Halliburton off its highs. Schlumberger just put a high in. We're looking for a breakout here to take some profits, guys. Here we go. 34, 35, got an ask of 40. Need to catch a bid. Dow's up 140, Nasdaq's up 47, and the S&P is up 13. Well, Moderna filled the whole gap. Filled the whole gap and is now red on the day. This is what happens when you look at a daily and you buy weak stocks. You see the weakness every day. This is a daily. Each and every day, after putting a high in, reversed on that, tried again, failed right here at 71 and change. 171 and change. And every day it's been under pressure at 113, and today it hit a high of 119, almost 118.94. And what did it do? Sold off just like it did every day. That's why you got to have a daily up there. You must have dailies. If not on this screen, have it on another. But you must be looking at a daily. NTES is trying. Very, very painful to get a lousy 60, 70 cents out of this trade today. Don't know why. "58 minutes into the trading day. Here comes the SPY again. Below 313, the Qs. Qs below 313, I'm sorry, not the SPY, the Qs. SPY basing sideways. Russell making higher highs. Russell without a doubt is the strongest today. Best performing index today is the Russell. But it's been under pressure the last couple of days if you look at it down here. If you look at it down here, put a high in at 201 and then pulled into a low of 193. This thing came in $8 overnight, in a day and a half. So this thing opened up and traded straight down. So you have to know the indexes that you're watching. Here we go, we got a shot here, 56, 46. 43 by 48. CGen ain't going anywhere yet. We'll need this thing to print a nice bar. 47, 43, 49. Above 50, I did post it. Take half. Above 50. And then we'll manage the other half. We did get in at above 77, so I got in a little higher than that. 77, but 94.77 was the entry. If we get out at 95.50, it won't be bad. It'll be a 73-cent trade, but we'll move the stop more importantly to 95, which is a 23-cent winner if it fails to go and comes in. So you'll have two winners on one trade. Here we go. Okay, 59, so my mechanical order's out at 58. Okay, so now we have at 58, half the trade gone. We'll go here. We'll put NTES out, 95.58.
And we had the release of the oil numbers with a drawdown of 6 million barrels. Again, analysts expected a drawdown of 2.4 million.
Bigger draw than expected. We're moving the stop on nights to 95. We sold half at 95.58.
We had a drawdown.
That gives us an 81-cent winner.
The correction on that, we had a drawdown of 1.1 million barrels.
That's an 81-cent winner.
Of 212,000. Distillates, we had a build of 3 million barrels. And
on half.
expected a draw of 400,000. So again, oil inventories falling 6 million barrels. Analysts expected a build of 2.4 million, or correction, a draw of 2.4 million. And
So we got a high,
gasoline of
a new high of 66. We'll try to take that out, see where it goes. We can get close.
3 million barrels. Analysts expected a draw of 400,000 barrels.
Let's take a look at Schlumberger. Not doing anything on that news. I don't think it was such a big piece of news anyway, a slight draw. Halliburton, the same thing. We're 54, 48 by 57. We put a top in here at 66. The stop is now has been moved to 95. We have an entry on the stock at 90. We have an entry on the stock at 94.77 that was posted in the room. We're going to move our stop to 95. Sorry, let's try to get to 95. So this stop, if it came back in now, guys, and it did stop out at 95, the second half of the stop would be a 23-cent winner. The first stop, first half at 58, was an 81-cent winner. So from 94.77 to 95.58, you got an 81-cent winner. The second half of the trade has been moved to 95, which is above where we paid. The other play is CGen. We're still waiting on them. And it don't look like CNFR is going to confirm. So that's going to get canceled on a break of 88, and they'll be done. So let's just stay with Knights and Netties, Knights and TES. They finally paid us. It took 1 hour. The trade took 1 hour. But nonetheless, it was a winning trade. Okay, seed we looked at before. For those who remember, seed we had before as a stock that jumped on news, then pulled in, and now is trying to break a top. But there's absolutely no volume, guys. You do not want to get involved in a stock with no volume. And trust me, if it pulled in, you can't get out. You have absolutely no volume. So like I said before, stay away from this big extended bar. It did pull in. It didn't give us an entry to go short. So for an educational, it just wasn't worth it. Based on it was really climactic on the 2-minute chart only, but climactic nonetheless, meaning you can't go long. And the pull-in never gave us a signal. And now it's basing, but with no volume at all, I wouldn't touch this in a million years. We're in NTES, really a good trade at 95. It took some time, and for that, you can't really begrudge the stock if it worked, and it is. So we may even move our stop up now to 95.31. Right there. You can move your stop to 95.31 and lock in more profit. So let's do that just because it's taken too long. So let's do this. NTES, move stop on second half. To 95.30. Let's make it 95.30. So that's posted in the room. That will give you 94.77 entry. That would give you 53 cents on the second half of the stock. That would give you an 81-cent winner on the first half and a 50-something cent winner on the second half. It is not the greatest trade, but it was profitable. We did get paid. Took a long time while other stuff worked very nicely. Moderna is still falling apart. See? Still falling apart. Definitely wasn't worth buying. Billy's still working very nice, so strong, following its 9. Every time it hits it, it takes off. It's hitting it again. Now we're at 49 by 56. We're trying to take out the top of 66. I'd like to get to 96. And at 96, we can let maybe another quarter go and move the stop again. So we're just going to stay on this. We have CGen, it ain't working, does not look good. It's been extremely weak. After we got involved at 17, it made a high and then reversed. We're trying to catch a green ball and see if we can work our way back up here to take out the high. It doesn't look like it, no volume. So we're just going to stay on NTES right now. We're going to try to get to 96, release another quarter of the trade, and move the stop to 90, probably 95.50 or higher on the last quarter. So this stock can be okay today. I'm going to keep scanning. There's not much I can do other than try to find another stock to break out or break down. What did I say? We missed it. Look at that. The Qs. I said if it came back down to that 313, it'd be a short for me, and I didn't see it, and bang, 70 quick cents. I guess all the screens I have ain't enough. I need a few more. This is ridiculous. This was such an easy setup. It traded down, it got weak, it bounced, it retested it, it bounced, and then it broke through it, and it just kept going. This was going to be under pressure today, and exact reversal of the Russell that was getting strong, and even that's getting tired now. That may have something to do with no, those oil numbers really didn't hurt. Alright, let's get back to NTES. Let's watch it here. It's gone, I believe, the second half, right? Yes. I stopped that at the second half. Wasn't a good fill at 29. They filled me. I like it at this price, but we did have it in the system. Let me update it. We had it at 30. I thought it was 35. So you got NTES stop at 95.29. Stopped at 29, in at 94.77. That gives you 53 cents. That's a 53-cent winner. The first half was an 81-cent winner. Okay, that's it for nights, NetEase and TES. We are still stuck in CGen. We have to put a stop on that. I would guess somewhere around, let's go to a 15-minute chart. There's nothing really wrong with this except that there's a wide range bar. I don't like the top and tail here, but it's a small top and tail on a stock that got very little volume. And if you look at it, it's pretty spready. If you look at it, it's 93, 98. Sometimes it just jumps 15 cents on the bid and ask. So I don't know. We have to put a stop here. Why don't we call it at 75? I am shutting this video down. I'll be trading throughout the day. We're going to put a stop here at 75. At 12.75. It was not a good entry. It made a high. We entered at 17. It made a high and pulled in from that high. So we're going to put CGEN. Use stop 13.75. CNFR, cancel that out, and that's it. You got one winner, Knights and TES. First half sold for 81 cents, in at 94.77 long, sold half at 95.58, 81 cents. Moved the stop up, protecting our other half, got out at 29, 95.29, giving you 51 to 53 cents depending on the fill. And we have one stock that we're watching, 1301, is CGen. I entered at 17. I think I called it at 13, but I entered at 17, and that's where we are now. Okay, guys, and NTES, after stopping me out on the second half, kind of went higher. Guys, the reason I moved the stop up on the second half was because we're an hour into the trading day. I haven't made any trades, and the last thing I wanted to do was to find a loser. And I wasn't going to take a winner and turn it into a loser. So I stopped out. I was cautious. There's nothing wrong with NTES. It's grinding higher and higher. It won't surprise me if it just keeps doing this for hours. But make a long story short, we did get stopped out. 81 cents on the first half, 51 to 53 cents on the second half. So that's it so far. There's one live trade. Thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow.